Mm. Oh, broadcast went down for a second, but I did finish that set of 10. Whew. Mm. Mm. That's a 75-pound dumbbell squat with a 20-pound vest. Still now 2 sets of 10. As soon as I catch my breath, we'll go for a third set. But this is my first time hitting this weight, so I feel pretty good that I got the 2 sets of 10 done. Now, granted, I did do it last week for 3 sets of 10 with the 70 pounds. And this is only a 5-pound increase on each dumbbell. But I really, really want to emphasize safety and caution for myself. I think jumping up 5 pounds is enough of a climb to make sure I just don't do anything stupid. I had a weird apocalyptic kind of dream last night, just in case you're curious. Like all of our satellites, there's something going on with the moon, but then all of our satellites were coming like crashing down to Earth, and you could just see them coming down. And they weren't like coming like super fast, but they were coming down to crash and just filled up all of the like sky with satellites. And I couldn't figure out exactly if it was just the moon was acting up or if it was a planned assault. Because I think at one point they were thinking that somebody took control of all of our satellites and was using them to crash into America, which is why like the North American sky was filled up with them. Weird one. All right, let's do this again. All right, it's gonna be 5. It's gonna be 5 this time. So this is my form a little bit. All right, 2 sets of 10, 1 set of 5. Gonna go down to 60 pounds now. Do some more work down there. So I was listening to these guys talk about AI on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they were saying that AI works better or more efficiently with the time it's given if it doesn't have to explain its answers to the human component. They can give you the right answer, but if they have to tell you how they came up with that right answer, it costs computing power. the way it has to explain it to you. That's really like annoying to me, because if the AI computer is allowed to give the right answer and then everybody leaves it alone, why did I always have to show my work in math all these years? Like, I gave you the right answer. I knew what the right answer was instinctively. I didn't have to do a bunch of work, I just knew. But now you made me do all these extra steps to explain to you how I did something that was more natural to me. I was always annoying having to show my work. I'm still standing. Just a second. So we're moving down to 60-pound dumbbells, still with the 20-pound vest. So that is 140 pounds. And the older I get, the more about the education I received or the way that I was taught, I just can't stand. And I look forward to doing my kids a solid favor by making the education system make more sense to them, or at least be honest with them. Like when teachers don't know what they're talking about, instead of being like, oh, it's your teacher, like, but no, your teacher doesn't know what they're talking about. And it's fine, because your teacher can't be expected to know everything. But no, your teacher is wrong. And then it's going to be the chore of teaching them how to be respectful to teachers, despite teachers being wrong. I think it was hard for me as a kid when you see teachers do like dumb stuff. And I could not imagine how much of a nuisance I would have been to my teachers if I had access to the internet. Like, I would have spent all day long showing them where the textbooks were wrong if I had had that power. Or at least where their opinions were wrong. You gotta understand too, like when I went to school, like the only narrative that was taught about Christopher Columbus was positive. There was no, hey, he might have done bad things. Like he was a glowing symbol of heroicism. He was the greatest. And no mention of what he did to Native Americans. That is not how my kids will end that story. Alright. I'm lagging today. That's fine. Alright. We're down to 50 pounds. I'm still standing. Tell you what, it's really fun to have grown up reading comic books because I am able to draw inspiration from the Spider-Man picture behind me to keep going. I know some people have like mottos or things to keep them going, but I always think of that classic Spider-Man image of being stuck under the pile of rubble and having to dig down deep to move it and to save his family and friends. And it makes me want to keep going so that one day, if I'm ever in Spider-Man's shoes, I can get through that pile of rubble. Oh. All right, so down to the 50-pound dumbbells now, still with a 20-pound vest. That's a total of 120 pounds. But like with my kids, I want to teach them all the epic stories I know from history, comic books, Greek mythology, everything I can from the Bible, everything I can to give them fuel and motivation. A good, solid basis, foundation that helps them overcome all life's obstacles. All right, here we go. Speaking of obstacles, sorry, one of my kids not sounding okay. Be right back. What's wrong? All right. What's up, dude? Hey, thank you, Clovis. Appreciate that. Sorry, I just had to step away. One of my kids was crying. I had to go figure out what was going on. Thank you very much, Clovis. I appreciate that. How you doing? Getting tired. Want to see more gaming streams? Yeah, I haven't done them lately. I was gonna start them back up when I moved houses. It just wasn't. There was a lot going on, so. And then my kids started doing sports. Like, normally I would play like Friday nights. But kids started doing sports on Saturday when we moved. So I meant like waking up early on Saturday. That'd be good to go. My kid's okay. All right, but nope. Now they're not doing okay. My wife just texted me. I gotta go. She's trying to get ready for work, and they're squabbling. So sorry to bounce on you. Yeah, not too busy for gaming. Just gotta work it out in the schedule. Just gotta figure it out. But all right, man. Thanks for coming by, Clovis. Take it easy. Bye.